Hello YouTube, this is the D.B.T Show, episode 48, part 2. Today I'm reviewing Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Snes, GBA and the Wii Virtual Console. Now if you haven't watched part 1, you've missed quite a lot. You've already missed me telling the story of the game. I've already told you about the graphics, the music, the levels, the controls, and most of the gameplay. Now I'm moving on to good stuff and bad stuff. Yeah, let's pick up where I left off. Okay, first things first. The good stuff about this game is definitely the story. And another thing I liked about this game was definitely the weapons. In this game, there are loads and loads of weapons to collect. So let me just tell you about them. The weapon that you get first is the lamp. It's not very useful, but it's nice to have. Another weapon that you get, which is really good, is the bow and arrow. In this game, there are two types of arrows. There's the standard arrow, and when you finally find the special fairy, you will get the silver arrow. The silver arrow is very similar to the light arrows in Ocarina of Time. It basically does the same job as that. Another item that you get in this game is the boomerang. The boomerang starts off a very short-range weapon, but once you upgrade it with the fairy, you get the magic boomerang. Another item which you will be familiar with from the Ocarina of Time series is the hookshot. You've also got your bombs. The magic powder doesn't really get used that much in this game at all. It probably gets used once. You got your 4 bottles. You got 2 magical rods in this game that are used for attacking. These magical rods are the fire rod and the ice rod. They're pretty good, although they do drain your magic points. And your favourite drains your magic points are these medallions. The medallions come in 3 forms. You've got the bomb medallion, the lightning medallion, and the quake medallion. These 3 medallions, when you use them, they will activate a certain effect. The bomb medallion will make a big explosion, the lightning medallion will make a massive thunderstorm, and the quake medallion will make a massive earthquake. I've always talked about the lancer, let's move on. A new item which you may recognise from the Ocarina of Time series. In Ocarina of Time it's called the Megaton Hammer. In this game it's called the Magic Hammer. It's basically the same weapon. It's really for defeating certain enemies. Like the turtles, if you hit the floor with the hammer, they flip onto the back and you just smash them with your sword. Okay, the flute. Although the flute in Link to the Past looks a lot like the ocarina from Ocarina of Time. Although the flute in this game only has one use. It basically makes when you use it, it makes a warp song. The warp song will get you to areas in Hyrule easier. The bug catching net. Well, the bug catching net, as far as I know, you use it for catching fairies in the fairy fountain, and they can put them in bottles if you like. The Book of Medora. This is just basically a special item which allows you to enter certain dungeons and collect special items. Example, the medallions, and also the second dungeon of the game. No, the third dungeon of the game. The shovel, well, it's just basically for digging. Right, these items are pretty good as well. The cane of samurai is basically basically makes blocks so you can make switches work. The cane of Bende makes a magic shield, and when you use this weapon, it drains your magic points every second. The magic cape. This is a really good item. This weapon not only makes you invisible, it also makes you invincible until your magic meter runs out or you deactivate it. The magic mirror basically teleports you from the light world to the dark world. That's all the items in this game. Okay, next I'm going to go on to equipment. The equipment in this game is displayed in your item screen as well. The equipment basically comes like this. In the game there are 4 swords. You get your standard sword, then you get the master sword, then the master sword gets constantly upgraded. First, you get the 10th Master Sword, which is the Master Sword that's basically on fire. And then the final sword that you get, which is the newer Master Sword upgrade, the Gold Master Sword, which is really, really useful. Shields in this game that you will get. First you start with a blue shield, which can only deflect rocks and arrows. The next shield you get is the red shield, which can deflect fireballs, and rocks and arrows. The last shield you get, which you may be familiar with from Ocarina of Time, is the mirror shield. The mirror shield has several abilities. It can deflect arrows and rocks like the blue shield. It can deflect fireballs. It can also deflect laser beams. Deflect laser beams. The shield in this game is not designed for fighting enemies with. The shield can only block things that are thrown at you. So let's say if an enemy comes up to you with a sword and stabs you, your shield will not block it. All the equipment in this game you'll get that you may recognize are the different tunics you'll get. In this game there are 3 different tunics. You start with the green one, then you get a blue one. The blue one basically stops you from getting more damage, and finally the red one, which protects you for even more. Also in this game you get the Pegasus boots, which make you run a lot faster. Then you have these different sort of gloves. These gloves help you lift certain rocks in the game. And there are 3 levels. There's the standard gloves, the power glove, and also the golden gloves. Which the golden gloves mean you can lift practically anything. The power gloves mean you cannot. The power glove only means you can lift half the stuff, and the first we can only lift very few things. Then you get the flippers. The flippers, basically, they're just used for swimming, nothing else. This little orb is very, very special. In the 4th dungeon of the game, just before you go to the Dark Realm, if you don't get this item, you will not be able to continue the game at all. So it is key that you find this item before you go to the Dark Realm, or else Link will not be able to be Link anymore. Instead, if you don't get it, you'll turn into a bunny. If you don't get this orb, you will be stuck as playing as Link the Bunny, and Link the Bunny is useless. So if you don't get that item, you are screwed. Okay, I want to talk about sword moves now. In this game, you don't have that many sword moves, but let me just show you. You've got the standard hack and slash, you have the sword spin, and you got the charge! Charge! Sorry about that. You've also got your sword beam, like in most Zelda games. Okay. And look for that as this game are the bosses. I can't really show you any, but the bosses in this game are extremely good, and some of them are really, really challenging. Especially Aghim. Aghim has a very similar battle strategy to Ganondorf. Basically, he sends these electric balls at you, and you smash them back with your sword. But my most favourite thing about this game is the dungeons. According to all my research, this game has more dungeons than any other Zelda game ever made. That's why I like it so much. Okay, it's got a really loads of dungeons. Now I'm very sorry YouTube, but I've run out of time again. So join me in part 3 of my Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time review, where I'll finish off reviewing this game. Until then YouTube, bye bye.